My bad. So, if you just join in, this is a late night pod. I have the Walkie Talkie podcast, and I got them muted. We're going to discuss some of the spoilers that's just been released. I think it's only one panel, but still, let's dive deep into this. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. This is the Cloud Nature podcast where we discuss certain topics and see what you guys want to discuss about it. So leave some comments, or if you on the live stream, interact on the live stream, and I'll most likely um, address one of your comments. My bad, I had a brain fart. But anyways, without further ado, let me get into the Walkie Talkie podcast. I am doing that with them as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get with them. Alright, bet. So let's go.
Used this jutsu before into Blue Vortex.
Into Blue Vortex. Well, we're really limited on our ability usage.
You've got
here.
three jutsu to choose from.
So I'm gonna assume you're not talking about kenjutsu.
What?
Yes. I'm not talking about that. Actual jutsu.
Well, sorry, I had to mute so I can address my audience. What incarnations are you guys talking about?
Well, currently, I'm having Udi guess things about the sneak peek, just for the sake of the fun of guessing, even though it's not important. So he's currently...
I haven't seen the specifics, but I saw the general concept of what the spoiler is. Okay, so are you going to count Talk no Jutsu as a real jutsu?
Well,
no.
We could, but you already saw that he was fighting Jura, not Talk no Jutsuing him, so you know that's not the answer.
He could do both at the same time. That being said, I did not see any speech bubbles, so I'll at least give you that. That being said, if Sasuke's right, and it's when two high-level shinobi fight, they can, without uttering a single word at all... Okay, not Ninja either, okay. Well, it could be his air palm, whatever that was specifically called.
Oh, right, okay, he's done 4 jutsu and 2 blue vortex, it's not that one. It's not Gale Palm.
It'd be cool! Actually, I think the color was purple. I'm assuming he infused purple lightning into a sword.
Yeah, he did purple lightning. You know the thing that Mamushi tanked? You know, honestly, I have nothing against Boruto using purple lightning, but Mamushi tanked it. Why does he even think it's gonna work on
comment about that? Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, he did say that.
Is it stated that he tanked it?
Just look at Mamushi, it's just fine.
I mean, it's fine.
I mean, it might have hurt him a little bit, but it didn't do anything.
Did he attack Boruto right after? I think somebody else came in.
he was being attacked, got zapped, and just kept moving forward. And Boruto's flying Raijin away.
But that's crazy because
it was full power.
That's crazy because in the panel, it seems like Jura was shocked when he got attacked by the purple lightning.
Unironically, no, I am gonna. I will just, if you don't mind, can I just show you?
Okay.
Because it honestly just makes Mamushi look more impressive. So, I mean, it does depend on what Jura does on the following page, but this is the spoiler. I may get the colored one actually.
Do you think that he used that against Homushi, or do you think he used another jutsu, just a regular
Oh, you already got the Mamushi one pulled up. Thank God.
He used purple lighting.
Where was it stated? It in this panel that we see on the spoilers, it says purple lightning though. But
mean-
anywhere else, it doesn't say that. Like, me and Black was having a conversation, and he said that Mitsuki and Boruto used Purple Lightning in, like, part 1, but I don't remember that. I guess it was
Mitsuki
like a
did, I
novel
can
or
pull it up.
something.
No, he does it in the
Mitsuki
manga.
against Al.
Mitsuki does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it against Al, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was under the impression that was like
Probably the next.
that was Kakashi shit. Like they doing my boy Kakashi, like they taking all his shit, man.
They're not doing Kakashi dirty. They're doing Mitsuki as he should have been done. Okay, Mitsuki just is on that level, and Ikimoto refuses to realize that.
See, Kodachi wrote this scene. And then Ikimoto writes Mitsuki not using Purple Lightning all the time. I mean, it's possible this is another jutsu because he doesn't say, but it's like he's only used the only lightning jutsu he's been using is Purple Lightning. He's using it against Mitsuki. Why wouldn't he use it against Mamushi? Like, he's trying to beat them here. Like, if he can, he's trying. Why would he use a weaker jutsu in this case?
Jordan, hi, what's up, man?
Either way, Mamushi just tanked this shit.
Yeah,
Jura has the thing. I don't know how much it really hurt, but they gave him the hurt dialogue in one of the. Yeah, here it is.
Like he was definitely like the brother was shot.
And Jura's squeezing Boruto's hand.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a difference to where you can see versus Mamushi, it's a lot more spread out area of effect, almost like Chidori's stream, whereas here it's a lot more directed. I mean, there's literally physical contact, and it's not like it's going off into the environment, it's more condensed. So it's not like he's getting hit like by a stray part of it. And also, Boruto's jutsu here could have been more so for paralysis. He could have done it very quickly, whereas for Jura, it could have been meant for offense or planned in advance or whatever.
Yeah, we don't know
Not
the build
just
up
on,
to
but
it.
to hurt.
But...
I saw some color panels and it looked like.
Well, if this was meant for paralysis, it didn't work. It didn't hurt him or paralyze him.
Wait, but
kept moving forward.
I saw in a panel that it seems like Jura was giving Boruto to work. If you look at his face in some of the color panels, I don't know if that was just like somebody who's like adding some artistic flair, but it looked like he.
Oh yeah, because like look at this though. See this one, these big bruises, and then this one, sweat beads. They made that up.
Yeah, they're sweat beads. They are sweat beads. They are. Unfortunately.
What's sweat beads?
Oh, it's just an Ikimoto thing to do.
Yeah, everyone has sweat beads in Ikimoto's manga.
Nah, I'm not talking about that. If you look at the color panel,
but they made up. I mean, you could argue like these are the bruises that they were coloring in that one.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna pull it up a little bit more. Drop it in the Discord so I can see it better.
I'm gonna do the black and white one, so it's not like artificially changed. While you look at that though, this guy says, Kaz, am I tripping, or does Jura look a little shook at something? So, if it's not him being shook at the jutsu, what do you want him to be shook at?
Well, I mean, I was seeing people on Twitter saying that, like, it could have shocked them because, like, I don't want to go on the tree concept, but it seems like Jura, they said that he uses, like, wood release, and I guess that's, like, one of the weaknesses. Not wood, because it's water and earth release. So it could have been, like, since he's a tree, don't quote me on this, this is something I saw on X, that it actually was the reason why that shocked him.
So the question would be, why doesn't that apply to the other Shinju?
I mean, Mamushi, he got shocked like a motherfucker. Boruto
No, he didn't. Yeah. He got shocked and in midair kept moving forward after.
Yeah, he still got
shocked. It was fine.
Though.
The only jutsu, he didn't have a word to say about it. No ow, no nothing. He's just flying Raijin's a tricky little jutsu. Didn't care about this at all.
To be fair, in the top left, we do see smudge marks of, I guess, what the lightning did to him. The top left panel, the entire 2-page spread here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it got a couple smudges.
Well, that
Oh
being said,
no.
Cowboy,
I mean,
It's just
not
one
like
weakness.
that does indicate something though. That means that he caused some type of damage on him. I mean, could have been like a little punch or something like that. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but then look at this panel; it's just gone. Man, Mamushi healed it, I guess.
off screen.
For all I know, those smudges are just his wrinkles. That's just his old man wrinkles.
It's crazy. Now, that being said, Tommy, it's not like lightning is going to make you stop moving in midair. His momentum was forward. The lightning isn't going to change that either way. What you could argue is, well, he continued to do an attack after anyways, which is...
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. It looks like it's knocking him back based off this panel. This is probably Ikimo's art. It looks like it's knocking him back, almost. And then he's just going forward again in midair.
On the bottom left... Do you think that he's referring to Boruto's flying rising as a trick no jutsu? Or his purple
Yes.
lightning? Well, what if it's his purple lightning?
No, then why did he say it so late?
Because he was that shocked by it. It really delayed him.
The electrical impulses in his brain slowed down his speech.
So you think he's scared of Boruto? I highly doubt that.
Do I think Mamushi's scared of Boruto? No, bro. Mamushi ain't scared of anyone.
Jura.
Oh,
No, he's not scared of Boruto.
So what are y'all alluding to?
Well, if you think he isn't scared of Boruto, what is he shook by? What's your
I don't
theory?
think he necessarily needs to be injured. I'd be fine either way if he is or isn't. But if he's not, it's totally fine if he was just thought this was like something unexpected and he's reacting accordingly to that.
You talk about Jura?
Yeah.
Well, that's perfectly fine. That said, that does completely ignore what I asked as a question.
Well, you asked what is he shook by, and my answer was he's...
No. I said, assuming it's not the jutsu, what do you think he's shook by? So the answer was anything but the jutsu for this question.
Oh, God.
And you chose the jutsu, essentially.
Well, not necessarily, because it could have been Boruto. And my answer still works.
So what do you guys think is going to be the outcome of this situation? Do you think that Boruto is going to get the upper hand, or do you think Kashin Koji is absolutely right? But that can't be the case because, I mean, they can do all sorts of things, but it wouldn't be the case because Boruto is in the flash forward scene. So that kind of like cheapens it in a little way because you already know Boruto is going to survive. Like, there's no like doubt, you know?
Well, real quick, let's remember, Ikimoto did say there's going to be some changes to the flash forward scene.
That's true.
Well, one of those changes could just be Boruto's existence.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's possible.
Nah, I highly doubt. I highly doubt that because Boruto is the main character, so I don't really see that happening at the end. Like, they said they was gonna make tweaks. They didn't say that they was gonna like completely rewrite.
Well, removing Boruto would be a tweak.
I mean, yeah, a necessary tweak. Because why remove Boruto when they have that final clash? I think they was. I don't think they meant like they was gonna completely change that, bro. Because they know people was been hyped about that for like ages.
I'm sure they mostly meant just aesthetic changes, not actual changes. They were probably going to keep that as close as possible as they can. But I could see some things being different as well. What I will say,
it's probably like designs and stuff like that. Or maybe Boruto hasn't unlocked his Jogan and they take that away from the flash forward scene. Like, it'd probably be like nuanced things.
I agree.
Now speaking
Outfits,
Have
stuff
you-
like that.
Exactly. Have you read the Jujutsu Kaisen manga?
No.
Okay, so I cannot reference that. But you've seen Battle of Gods, so I can still reference that.
I mean, I seen some Jujutsu Kaisen, and I caught up on some shit that I was so pissed off that people like ruined it for me. But go ahead, spit.
Yeah, so Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, I'll just reference this instead, since I think you look more caught up with that one.
Yours with the JJK thing, if you can text it to me.
Nah,
It's like
go ahead.
the very.
Go ahead. Go. To
All right,
the
all right,
JJK
all right.
thing.
So
I'm not tripping.
in JJK, the manga right after season 2, like the very first thing after season 2, is Itadori was like executed, but like he was sentenced to death. So he like had people go after him for an execution, and so those people went to kill him. And they technically, quote unquote, did in name without actually doing it, because that was the point where they didn't actually want to do it. It could be something similar here. Not going to say that's going to happen, but it could be a way to where Boruto dies without actually permanently dying.
Yeah, and with that one, if that's good, because obviously Koji, though, it's like upset about this just on his own. He's being upset, so he's not lying about being upset. So the only way that can work is if like Koji has a get out of jail free card for Boruto, but doesn't want to use it now.
Right.
But now that he has to, essentially. That's kind of the only way that this could work.
Or maybe,
but it could.
Maybe because he said he's seen several timelines, and like he said, in most of those timelines, Boruto died. So,
well, he said that at one point. The most recent thing he said to Ada is Boruto's finished without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
It becomes extra annoying if he's like, it's like if he just says, "Oh, he'll most likely die." Okay, whatever, that's fine. But if when he's saying it so assertively, it's just like, all right, like stop, like don't say Boruto's done for without doubt. And then just have him be raw. Like, just don't say that if you're not sure.
Right.
Have it be something else. Now don't you worry. Udi and I have an answer, but we're gonna delay giving you the answer as long as possible.
Why?
So, I don't know why Kawi said that, but I just want to say for the Battle of Gods movie, Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, if you remember the ending of that movie, Beerus is like, I'm gonna destroy the Earth, and so what does he do? He flies down to the Earth and just like shoots one rock and is like, hey, I technically destroyed Earth! And he's like, haha, alright, now let me get some food.
No, please.
Yeah, Jura's gonna kill one of Boruto's skin cells and say, see, I killed him.
Please, Ikimoto, don't do that, please.
You're gonna... My thing is...
I mean, you say that, but he's also the one who killed Boruto in Chapter 66. Well, he didn't actually kill him, technically, but he...
Kawaki, yeah.
You know, here's the problem, actually. Ikimoto both said Boruto died and said he didn't die. I don't know, this might just be mistranslating things, but he's literally just said contradictory things about that.
What do you mean?
In chapter, when Kawaki quote-unquote kills Boruto, and then Momoshiki kills him. So at different points, they have stated that Boruto died, and other times that he would have died. And Momoshiki also says, Momoshiki himself says, if you were to die, my soul would be instantly extinguished, and you would have died if not for me intervening. And he says he resuscitated, which is basically just waking him up. But then later on, they say, oh, Boruto died. No, he didn't die, actually, if you just listen to what Momoshiki said. But I don't know what Ikimoto's thoughts on this are.
Wow,
I think is...
What if Momoshiki's pure soul did extinguish, but the extracted soul that's fused with Boruto's consciousness is still there?
But it wasn't quote-unquote fused with his consciousness until he intervened and did his data bullshit.
As far as we know.
I mean, that's what he said.
Yeah, we're gonna take Momoshiki's words for it?
Oh, it's all we have to work with.
Okay. But as Immortal was saying...
Immortal.
So I was gonna say. So when you guys were talking about the Jogan, I think there was like an old theory when Boruto had died that, you know, I didn't think Momoshiki was going to revive Boruto at the time, but it was kind of a surprise to see that. But I should have known that because Momoshiki was just does actually want to stay in the living realm for as long as he can, so that way he can finish out the process of reincarnating into Boruto's body and staying tethered to, you know, anchored to his soul, I would say. I want if Momoshiki is actually anchored to his consciousness or his soul in some way through the karma or just the karma itself. But anyways, the point is, I didn't think Momoshiki was gonna come out and just, you know, save Boruto. I was kind of hoping for the idea of, you know, when Boruto died, he was gonna, you know, die and potentially go to some, potentially try to, I wouldn't say acquire the Jogan, but be like in some sort of spiritual realm where he has to fight for it.
Well, Mello
you're sounding
would
like
love
Mello
this
like
theory.
that. You sound like Mello,
Yeah.
right now, bro.
I was hearing about that theory, and I was like, ooh, that actually that
it
could
would
be a
have been
really
fire.
cool thing.
It would have been definitely
Yeah.
fire. Yeah, I agree with Mello on
But
that.
the problem,
I was kind of upset
when they
that they didn't like extend that. Like, give us something more. Like, he's an Osuski. Like, let us see some would it be like premonitions or some shit like that. See the Osuski clan and like a backstory or some shit like that. Like, they could have gave us anything. Like Mello, he was like, he wanted to do like where Boruto, he dies, he goes to the Pure Land, he trains with this person and that person. But yeah, I think they should have did it a little bit different. I don't know, but I do agree with Mello though. They should have did it way better than that.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, Boruto just shouldn't have died from that attack.
No, I
what do you
agree.
mean?
He just couldn't have.
He just got pierced through by Kawaki.
Yeah, I realized that. He also got his spine broken by Ishiki, and that didn't stop him from surviving. But ignoring that, you remember Garo, you know, the outer member of Kara, Garo? Yeah, Kawaki did a bigger version of that attack, and Garo took it. Was he hurt? Yeah, but he was alive. Kawaki had to then blow him up. You know what Boruto has? Well, he has karma, which was stated and shown to give him healing powers. You know, like when Momoshiki healed his spine? Yeah, it's because it can heal. He also is part Uzumaki. Oh god, Himawari's Uzumaki blood, like, so great that she has perfect Kurama synergy, right? Yeah, they know what the Uzumaki are known for? Not dying.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh no, Boruto
this is a little...
bad.
Now, I know this is... I know I actually have a little bit of a contention with the whole karma healing thing because Ikimoto doesn't kind of, you know...
But yeah, if
I would say,
he ignores it.
Yeah,
Ikimoto has... The first word that Immortal started there with was Ikimoto.
I'm sorry, it's just like, when you said karma and healing, I was just like, okay, I don't think Ikimoto would display that all that well. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't do that, but it's like when Boruto got his arm and everything broken, or when he was like, when he got destroyed by Boro, the only time his injuries and everything was just like was healed back up was when he went into Borishiki. Was when he became Borishiki.
I mean,
so
you know what he was when Kawaki stabbed him, right?
What do you mean?
Borishiki. I don't care if Boruto had woken up. He had the horn out and everything. He was Borishiki's soul.
Yeah. But I don't... it's, okay, I'm going to say this. I feel like this is a little bit inconsistent. I don't know if this is... I don't know.
That's why we're making fun of it.
So, here's the thing. I don't know how to explain this because... it's just like I'm just thinking about the healing factor. I'm just like, oh okay. When Kawaki
I'm not gonna call it a plot hole. It's possible that yes, because Boruto's a kid, he dies faster than Garo, and that the karma healing was too slow or whatever shenanigans. But I'm gonna call it a borderline plot hole. And Momoshiki can heal broken arms and spines instantly, and Garo can survive that attack. It's
ignoring
like
kid versus adult, Garo is just a much bigger person than Boruto was, and so
okay, but like Kawaki's attack was bigger proportionately, so
yeah, I know, but still.
And also, I don't think his heart organ's gonna be that much bigger in comparison to like the rest of his body. But yeah, his heart might be bigger. It's maybe like 3 times the size.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but where exactly did it even hit on Goro? Is it the exact same place? I know it's supposed
Same
to
way.
be.
Potentially between the lungs and the heart.
Supposed to be.
I mean, when you think about it, when he pulls it out of Boruto, the hole's not that big. But like, it's especially bad in the anime. I'll go find the manga version for Garo.
Wait,
Sure.
what
It's just
are you
ridiculous in the anime, though. The Garo stab is just so. Oh no! Don't forget that Garo also lost his arm moments before this. He's already like half dead. Yeah. Give a pretty. I mean, look at the back of this thing sticking out of him here.
Yeah.
He's pretty darn big.
Okay.
Man.
By the way, Conway, do you have any way to get to the Japanese Raw for Boruto?
Yes, depends on. This is Boruto's hole.
Like every chapter?
What chapter do you want?
Okay, numbers are interesting.
Okay, well, what thing are you looking for?
So, okay. Well, really quick, I wanted to... Because, okay, Immortal said something interesting that made me go on a long tangent of thinking. So, Momoshiki wants to stay in the realm of the living as long as possible. Well, what are the Otsutsuki's goal? To do what?
Plant a god tree and become a god.
Yeah, to do what Shibai did, which is to...
Ascend into godhood.
Yes, okay.
Yep.
So ascend to a higher dimension. So I was like looking into it, and I'm pretty sure the realm where Momoshiki took Naruto to, like back in that Momoshiki arc, in like the very first arc or whatever of Boruto, the kanji they used there was the kanji for like a higher dimension. And so I was hoping you could like look at the Shibai higher dimension scan, and we could just compare those kanji.
Okay, so just for reference, I'm going to start with the English because it doesn't have ads. You gotta tell me exactly where it says this thing.
I don't know. It might be in the novels. I'll go look real quick. What the
Unprepared.
So would it have been like here, like this, or something?
Unprofessional. Unprepared.
Yeah, well, that's the place where I'm talking about. Yeah.
But like, where on the page?
Place.
I'll just go chapter 7. We'll just see.
Okay. Because I know Thunder God made a video about it, and I was helping him translate things for that video.
Are you talking about like the
said anything important?
It was Naruto Universal 2025, and it went over Kaguya's dimensions, and then he
Is this it?
wrote the Ninja's dimension, and then the Boruto stuff.
It's the same thing. This looks like the same thing over and over again, but
Oh, Kamui. What that says is Gua.
okay.
Hang on,
This
I'm
also
gonna go
Gua.
find it. It's Gua. It's just gonna go find
Right,
it.
what is this guy talking about?
Wait a second. I keep forgetting about this, but Momoshiki did take some bit of I don't know if it's Naruto's chakra or Kurama's chakra. I think actually no, they're both pretty much the same. In this regard.
But
I know a lot of people. There's the common consensus that Naruto and Kurama's power they're pretty much the same for some reason.
well, they're wrong.
Why did
But
they say
anyways,
that?
I think I was just thinking about how much chakra Momoshiki was just extracting from Naruto, and I was like, shouldn't some of Kurama's chakra also be inside of Momoshiki himself?
What brings you to that premise?
Well, I was just thinking about how Himawari was able to, was pretty much the Jinchuriki. I would say a different type of Jinchuriki. Then
And he devoured Kurama's chakra. In fact, he was saying that Killer Bee's chakra is like nothing. And keep in mind how quickly he took Killer Bee's chakra. To be fair, it wasn't all of it, but it was seemingly like 99% of it, since Killer Bee just used the tail end of one of the tails to escape. So I assume he just devoured like 99% of Yuki, which I don't even know how that works. So does Killer Bee have the spirit of Yuki, the consciousness of Yuki still inside of him? Or is it just not in there anymore?
it should still be there.
Well, I assume he just like has like if Momoshiki just didn't take all of B's chakra. The assumed theory is that he just did the tentacle clone tail trick thing again. So he probably just regenerated the rest over time.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that, but if Momoshiki just like literally extracted the body, and Killer Bee just has like a tentacle worth of chakra still inside of him.
I don't think he extracted the body, he just extracted the chakra.
It's almost the inverse, though, to where Sasuke brought back one of the tentacles, and Gyuki was still inside B, whereas it's like the opposite of this case, to where B just has one of the tentacles inside, and Momoshiki just took all of Gyuki out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened with the war arc with Madara as well.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, Conway, so I think that's all of them. Again, that doesn't
I mean, I don't see anything on this.
But no, it's not that. It's the God. So if you go back to the translation, though, that I posted, and you scroll up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Down. Like down two.
This one, yeah, the
that
next
one.
world.
Yeah,
Underworld,
that's the
Spirit
one.
World.
Yeah, so Ikai. So Spirit World, Underworld, the next world.
I mean, I just assume that's just not what they're referring to.
One of these was like a higher dimension, though. So maybe I just haven't found it yet, but it was one of them for sure. But I think it was that one. But either way, I would be curious to see what kanji they're using for. Oh,
The
here's
Shibai thing.
Yeah, if we can find.
Look at English to when they talk about it.
I don't know if I posted this one yet. If I haven't, then there we go. Oh, I did. Okay.
Okay, so this panel, and then the Momoshiki one later. That'd be this side.
Yeah, so the point of this was to say that it's using a different kanji for the dimension that Momoshiki took Naruto to, and the novelization for Momoshiki's parallel world that he's sucking chakra from, that Sasuke can see with this Rinnegan. Which is also distinct from Kaguya's dimensions, but either way, if we
do you see anything on here worthwhile?
Well, if we could just go to, well, where do they say the higher dimension in the English?
Yeah, around here.
I'd like to see what it looks like. Like, what word are they even using to a higher dimension? Okay.
Higher dimension.
Yeah, ascended to a higher dimension. Okay, go into it. There's body, feel important, portion night, cold cheek again.
This is all in kanji. You reading?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it really quick. Alright, you know what? Here, we'll just do it this way. I'll just Google Translate it.
There's a guy.
Because I don't think it's one of these, but to live in a higher dimension? Okay. Which one of these is higher dimension? Is it this one?
Well, why you?
Oh, you know what? It is going to be this one. Okay, never mind. So they are just using a different set of kanji for it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one, since this one's Takai, which is high. Yeah, high dimension. Okay. Okay, so they are just using a different thing, since it's this word, which is near the middle of where you were just looking, Conway. On that Amino thing. Yeah, it's
Where was that?
It's the second line on the left. At the top. Yeah, so those three right there. It goes from top to bottom. So the second line.
What? Wait,
Second.
okay.
So the one to the right. The second from the left. So the third from the right.
Okay, just
Yeah.
okay, just well,
Not that.
third, just okay,
The
just
second
this,
one.
this.
Yes, that. Yes.
But I don't know. You could have worded this way more clearly.
Yeah. How?
What is this from?
Just go third. It's right to left. We know this for Japanese. That's how we read it. Just say third.
Yeah.
The third, and you also said line. You also said a line. So as an English speaker, these would be lines this way. This is columns.
Yeah, that's
why
I clarified top to bottom.
Just this is words. If you just hit the third column, it would have been so instantly there.
Yeah, assuming that you know Japanese.
Well, I know this much about Japanese.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, but either way.
Y'all speaking
that's-
Alright, anyway,
nonsense
there's-
right now.
not
Y'all
easy,
speaking nonsense right now. What do
Okay,
y'all
so-
what do y'all think the chances of Boruto actually beating Jura?
None.
It gotta be something, bro.
Well, no, it could just be someone else bails him out, or tag teams or something.
Who do you think?
Sure, just leave.
Well,
I'm glad you're saying that. Kami, should we get into it now?
Well, I don't know. Do we want to like delay as long as possible?
We already have. Okay, so
Okay.
pregame. How can Boruto get out of this? In the most reasonable way possible, considering Koji is saying it's impossible. But what do we know about 10 directions? How does the future change?
I mean, they got that
Well, guide
singularity.
you to the
They got that singularity thing that they've been
Right.
Okay.
hinting
So,
in.
what? Yeah. The only thing Koji can't see is what will happen if he tells someone about the future. So basically, the only thing Koji can't see is if he makes someone else a singularity. All of it, and when he does, so for example, when he told Boruto how to make Rasengan Uzuhiko, his future is updated. Every future he sees from now on includes Boruto having Uzuhiko, because he already told him it and taught him it.
Okay.
So it will update, but before he told him, he doesn't know what will happen. So future singularities, that's what he can't see.
And reminding you just how 10 directions works, it can see the future, and the future is dictated based on lines and pathways, and those pathways split off at choices that
Right.
people make. So keeping that in mind, what singularities of fate right now can make a choice? Who would be most likely? Who even are all the singularities of fate pregame?
Wait, say that again.
Who are
So-
the singularities of fate right now?
So you got Ada, you got Boruto, you got I think that's it, right?
And
Well, Koji
If
as
you-
well, but
yeah, Koji. Well, I don't count him as a singularity because
well, he's
Whereas
the
I
most
agree-
singularity.
I
Well,
mean,
no, I
he's-
agree with
he's-
pregame. I don't count him, even though he is the most singularity. It's almost by default. He just can't count. It's unfair.
Yeah, but I think that it was stated that once Koji tells you about certain futures and shit like that, then you are now a part of the singularity. I mean, y'all could be right. He could be the antithesis. I can't say that word.
Antithesis.
Yeah.
Antithesis.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So
Anti-freeze?
that could possibly be it. It doesn't mean he's the singularity because as far as I've seen, I don't see anything where they say Koji is a singularity. I think he would have mentioned that as well.
Well, no, I mean he himself just makes it very obvious that he is one of the singularities. But
It's him, Boruto, and Ada.
yeah,
Again,
like,
I agree
he
with
is
chapter.
one.
Okay.
Pull up the chapter. I'm
I
cool
agree
that.
with you. It's
Yeah.
stupid, but that's what he says.
Pull it up,
Yeah.
bro.
So the more futures you know,
Prove me
the
wrong.
greater you diverge from the track called fate and become a singularity, a heretical existence, which makes the future unstable. So it's better for most of us, blah, blah, blah. The duty of we singularities of fate is to aid the past and good futures from the shadows. For to us, we, just like me, you've become a singularity as well as Ada.
Ah, got you.
He literally says he's one.
I must have missed that. Sometimes
No,
regardless-
it's just that it's
Regardless,
stupid.
though, based off Koji's behavior lately, even if Koji's a singularity, I guess he's dumb and he doesn't have any ideas. So we can rule him out anyway. He's got nothing planned right now.
So do you think that the singularity could cause some type of like diversion in Koji's plan because he can't account for them?
Yes.
Yeah, so
So with Boruto being a
Koji-
singularity, hold on real quick. Well, so with Boruto being the singularity, he said he's seen all these features. So Boruto can.
Well, let me clarify.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not that. So, as of the current moment, everything Koji has told Boruto. So Boruto hasn't. So basically, once for example, Koji told Boruto, "Hey, if you go there, you're gonna die." So Koji told Boruto that feature. Boruto, though, once Koji says that, it like 10 directions updates for Koji because now that's in the past. He's already told him it. So new futures have formed because of it. Koji can see those right now. He still sees Boruto die. So that in of itself doesn't do anything. However, this is completely unreasonable, but hypothetically, Boruto, with that knowledge, tells Iruka, hey, Jura's gonna kill me, and then Iruka does something new. That's something Koji wouldn't be able to foresee. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But Koji said Boruto can't leave, apparently. So Boruto isn't in any position to, like, do anything as a singularity.
Okay, I hear you on that one. But
So who does that leave, free game?
what do you mean? Who does that leave?
Well, we just discussed why Boruto shouldn't be able to do anything because he doesn't have the ability to tell anyone right now, unless he's gonna tell Mitsuki. Like Mitsuki doesn't know. Koji seems to have no ideas. Who else is there?
Ada.
You've already said their name earlier.
yes.
Ada.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And why would Ada be most likely anyways? Well, not only does she just want Boruto to live, considering she, especially right now, not only does she like Boruto, but she wants to have a conversation with him, and she hasn't had that yet. So she especially wants him to live right now. But who is the one and only singularity who can do anything right now? Who is talking to Koji, who is Koji's telling
Watching.
her
And watching what's happening live against Boruto.
Facts.
and Koji is telling her what's about to happen.
Let's also remember, earlier in the arc, Boruto even if Koji told him to do it, Boruto acted as a singularity by telling Kawaki about the limiters. Koji has been telling Shikamaru, go on this mission and all that. He's told Boruto he's going to die in the future. Ada is the only singularity to not act as a singularity yet. Furthermore, Koji told Shikamaru to follow your heart because he's like, hey, you've been making good decisions, do your thing. Ada specifically resonated with that. She, in her internal thoughts, said, follow your heart, huh? So they've set up the idea of Ada following her heart. What does Ada's heart want? To talk to Boruto and have him not die. So they've definitely set up this aspect. So what can Ada do, freaking?
Well, let's remember that Ada doesn't like fighting. She sees it as gross, nasty, barbaric, all these unpreferable, undesirable traits. And it's not like she can send Kawaki to go there. Not only is he working on getting his limiters off, they're still not even off yet. He's not even there to go send. Same with Mitsuki. She can't just send her hound dog to go sick him.
But Mitsuki's there anyway.
I mean,
exactly.
to answer the question though, what can Ada do? Maybe over the 3 years or like the time that we have passed in like the last 2 years. I don't know how they're aging them, but
what's an easier option?
Well, hold on, I'm gonna get to that. And it's been like a lot of like insinuation that Ada is no longer really attracted to Kawaki, so I can see Ada assisting Boruto as she has been recently. If you can tell, she's been more on the side of Boruto than a Kawaki. So to answer your question, what she can do to help is she can, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but she can join Boruto. Like, because it's nothing nobody in the Hidden Leaf can really do to this woman. So she can form an alliance with Boruto, and she is OP because she can see fucking everything, and she can record shit like that. So she would be a great asset to him. And then as well as the omnipotence thing like that, like it would seem to be triggered over a deep desire or something like that. I don't know what deep desires Boruto has, but maybe he can unlock that in her and maybe not reverse omnipotence, but give us some type of other ability. Because she's like, I don't want to give her like the creation of all things, but she can manifest she can manifest
All
her will.
things. Nothing. Continue.
Wait, what?
Just nothing. Continue.
Oh no, I was done.
Okay. Well, I like where your head's at, free game, but in terms of this situation, Boruto doesn't need, Ada to see things with his. He needs someone who just will keep Jura from killing him right now.
And where is Ada could just fly over there and kick Jura's butt real quick. Maybe the love charm works on Jura. I mean, the Shinju can feel and fall in love. Like, Matsuri was head over heels for Konohamaru, so I'm sure she could probably fall in love with Ada, but who knows? Maybe they are Otsuki immune or whatever.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this much. This makes the whole Mamushi targeting Ada thing pointless.
Yeah,
that's
I was
what
I was just about to say that because Mamushi, he didn't seem like he was affected by her love charm at all. Maybe it was because, like, I mean, you can like say that maybe because he invaded her mind space and it doesn't work in that type of way, where she has to be physically in front of them. Maybe that didn't affect them, but we just gotta see.
No, I agree. I think it is eyesight. But either way, we know that Koji has said that Mamushi, whereas it's unlikely for him to show up in the sand desert area, it's not impossible. And so I don't think Ada's going to fly over there. And again, she wouldn't want to fight anyways. But Ada does know someone who likes fighting. In fact, likes fighting strong people.
Facts. I hear you
going
with this.
What could Ada do right now that's most likely and most hype?
What can Ada do?
Yeah. Who could she...
Yes, as a singularity of fate, who can tell people things to influence the future. What can she do?
I mean, as far as her ability that I've seen, or like when I did my research, she can basically...
She doesn't really need an ability.
Hold on. Like, what are you talking about then? Like, what can she do? What she can do is use her ability.
Does Ada know someone?
What?
Is there anyone in Ada's life that she's pretty familiar with?
Maybe even living with this individual.
Tends to be around her a lot.
No,
what you know a guy like that?
What I was saying is, like, Ada has omnipotence. Shiba had that too. With her being a cyborg or a human or I don't know what she is, she can't control the power like Shiba will control it. So maybe in the future she learns how to control it, or or like maybe like a watered down version where she can still control it, but she can't do it to the extent that Shiba does. But I see her most likely being able to use her ability one more time, even if she can't control it, just for the deep desire, because I think she feels kind of wrong for what happened to Boruto. So I don't
I'm
know,
glad
bro.
you said that. I think that's interesting. You did say something that caught my eye there, though. So Ada is a cyborg, yeah. In fact, Amado made several cyborgs stronger than Jigen.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those still currently in the story that haven't done too much recently, and
Yeah.
I wonder if some of those people could come into the recent events to maybe shake up the story a little.
Yeah. Facts.
Well, who free game might we be talking about?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there were several cyborgs stronger than Jigen. Well, who else is there? Well, who are those cyborgs stronger than Jigen?
They said that what's his name? What's his name? Boro. He got rid of him. He just didn't get rid of Ada because of the love charm.
Well, who else did he not get rid of? Free game.
I don't think he got rid of Damon. I don't think there's any more.
Well,
Cause
what do you know?
bro?
You said his name. Finally.
Wait, but stronger than Jigen is kind of crazy because, like, even if they're stronger than Jigen, I mean, like, what? How far stronger than Jigen were they? And the reason why I bring that up because if you go into Two Blue Vortex, they surpassed Jigen like astronomically. When you got Sardas with Hiko, when you got Boruto who's on a completely different level, and when you got like Miski, even though people downplay him, his perfect sage mode, like all these characters, whether you want to give them their credit or not, they are way stronger than they were when they was children. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
So free game. If I can kindly redirect you to Kamui's share screen.
Okay.
Most importantly, the top left panel. If you just don't mind reading that out loud for me.
Top left panel.
Yeah.
But that's all. Who's second or third? That doesn't matter. Wait, I can't see that. Doesn't matter to number one. Oh. Yeah, that's what he said, bro. That he's a cocky ass little kid, bro. He's going. I promise you, and I want to bet money on this. I promise you, like before two Blue Vortex come to an end, or like when we get like to the midpoint, I promise you, this boy Damon is going to get stomped on.
Well, the midpoint of Two Blue
Beerus?
Vortex, so like chapter 50. Well, good thing we're only at chapter 23. Guess we've got plenty of time for him to still be number one.
I'm saying like chapter 30, he gonna get his ass handed to him.
So well, good thing chapter 23 is 7 chapters before chapter 30.
Yeah, and we gonna get his ass getting his ass whooped, bro. Because think about it. Hold on, just let me bring this up. We have all the Shinjus already. We had Ryu, we had Matsuri, we had what's Sasuke's clone? Hidari. We had Hidari. We got Jura. What else do we have left? We have Mushi, and I don't think it's nobody else. Who?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we gotta see that, and then like they left us with that like crazy ass like creepy like I can smell this dude through the freaking manga panel. Like I was like, bro, this dude stink, and he infiltrated Ada's like little mind space or whatever when she was trying to see. So I mean, you can't let that go. You can't really like you can't drop that ball, bro. We gotta see that. We gotta see Ada, maybe Damon, see how Damon stacks up to a Shinju. He don't seem too worried though. He don't seem too worried though.
We could see how Damon stacks up to a Shinju by having him fight Sure.
And what a better moment, better opportunity for Mamushi to go after Ada than when Damon is in the Sand Village.
Fighting Jura doesn't have time to go deal with Data and Mamushi.
Or knowledge.
Why haven't they sent Damon?
Because Ada hasn't told him to go there yet. Koji probably knows that in no future where Ada tells Damon to go there, Damon refuses to go there. However,
Is it stated?
Koji can't see anything Ada will do as a singularity in the future because of her knowledge that she didn't have. Koji hasn't seen pre-talking to Ada what Ada will do. So this would be a future he hasn't seen where Ada tells Damon and then Damon goes. Koji can't see that until Ada says it.
Okay, I like that logic. I'll stand by that.
Yeah.
I think this is the least contrived way to save Boruto. Because anything else, Koji should be able to see. And that includes the Jogan.
Yeah.
He should be able to see that.
Bro,
No reason for him not to. I would call that a borderline plot hole if Koji can't see the Jogan. Because he can see omnipotence, and he can see Jura's stupid divine intervention. If you think that's actually Shibai divinely intervening from the heavens, well, Koji can see that. Because he wasn't worried that Boruto was going to die in chapter 13.
Fact.
Had no fear. Not a single panel of him worrying. That means he saw it, and he was not worried. If Koji can see that, and omnipotence, he can see the stupid-ass Jogan.
Bro, do you think that, like, bringing that up, do you think that he's going to get the Jogan in this arc? Or...
I mean, he can. It's just not going to save him.
Why wouldn't it save him?
Because Koji should be able to see it. And he still thinks Boruto's going to die.
Yeah, Boruto's going to die. But then that would beg the question, maybe he doesn't get the Pure-Eye. Or maybe the Pure-Eye, maybe we don't know the full ramifications of the Pure-Eye, like its abilities, like what it does. So, I mean, even if he unlocks it and it doesn't work, it could be some prerequisite to it, like some after effect or whatever, where he doesn't really die or anything like that. But that's just speculation.
Well, I mean, I think the Jogan can appear and it can do whatever it wants. I think it's just complete bullshit if Koji can't see it.
Nah,
he can see reality warping in advance.
I do think he can see it, but just like Sarda's Mangekyo, he didn't want to like spill the beans or anything like that because he said that like if things would have went differently.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on. Like he said if things would have went differently, she would have never unlocked it. And she would have never.
But yeah, if Boruto went there, that's why he didn't tell Boruto that Yodo's gonna die, because then Boruto would have gone, and then Sarda wouldn't awaken her Mount Gekko.
Exactly. So it may be some prerequisites for Boruto to unlock his Shogun, and that's probably why he hasn't told him about it. But that's kind of weird though, because he told.
Well, I mean, it's fine if he doesn't tell Boruto about it, but in terms of this fight, like Koji is freaking out by himself that Boruto's gonna die. He doesn't want Boruto there. So even if he sees him awakening the Jogan, Koji's not happy about it.
I mean, who else is a singularity? We just said that, but
Just those three.
You said what?
You could consider Kawaki like a 1% singularity because he knows about his limiters, but that's all he knows. So I'm not counting him.
Koji, he didn't even say Koji told him. He just like hinted that Amuro did that. He didn't tell him how he knew.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it doesn't matter how he knows. Boruto just told him that he told him vaguely, but he told him this is something you were gonna do in the future. Go ask Amuro for your limiters now. But I'm not gonna count Kawaki's a singularity for that.
I don't think so, bro.
And I'm not gonna count Boruto as a singularity either. If Boruto himself wasn't even aware that Jura can just rescind the Uzuhiko, Boruto's not a singularity when it comes to the context of this fight. He's
a singularity in general, but not in terms of this fight.
Yeah, and then the way that I see it, like Kashin Koji didn't give him any information on the future. That was past stuff that he gave to him. Like, yo, he took off your limiters. Like, so I don't think that accounts to him being a singularity because he's not
we
giving
agree.
them any information on like the future or anything like that.
We agree. I was just saying that I'm not going to count Kawaki, despite the one thing he knows. So we agree.
Okay. I thought you said you was going to. I'm sorry.
No, I said you could count him as like a 1% singularity, but like I'm not going to count him.
0%. He's no.
And we know that Momoshiki has the same knowledge as Boruto. I would consider Momoshiki also just generally a singularity of fate. But if Boruto doesn't have knowledge of this fight, then Momoshiki should have the same knowledge of Boruto, which is not knowledge of this fight.
The only thing that you could argue, I think it's at least worth mentioning, would be if hypothetically Momoshiki reused his own personal One Direction future sight thing on Boruto again, secretly in his mind, and then Momoshiki knows future things from that Boruto doesn't know, to where he's more of a, but he's not more of a singularity than Koji himself, you know, like, he just could potentially be more than Boruto based on that, but that's it. And I don't even know if Momoshiki can do that from within Boruto. I don't know how that works. But anyway.
Wow. What do you think about that pregame?
So if
He's a
you
deep thought.
like, hey, I was just talking to Bara and Black. I didn't know Boruto knew purple lightning. Sorry.
He has used it a few times in Ghibli Vortex.
When with Moshi? It didn't say purple lightning though.
Well, he definitely used it against Mitsuki at the very least, like it says it.
When he fought him in Sage Mode.
Yeah, when he fought Mitsuki in Chapter 7.
Pull it up real quick.
Oh, wait.
This is a crazy.
Maybe it was a different thing. Somewhere, I remember when, it might not be Mitsuki then. There was somewhere
Hope you get that.
in Two Blue Vortex, unless those were just like fan translations that just lied to me, and that's why. But somewhere it said purple lightning at some point. Alright, it must not be Mitsuki. Must be somewhere else. Yeah, I don't remember where then.
Yeah,
But somewhere
they use it. I think he said it was probably a novel. I think he said.
I mean, probably, yeah.
I thought even in Two Blue Vortex though, he's already used it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I just don't know where then. Like unless it's just a thing to where when we reacted to chapters, if he like
he used it in
fan translation slide. But.
Nah, he used in maybe go to the fight where he fights Bug, cause he does something sort of similar to what he did to Jura, but it just didn't say purple lightning though. Just like
yeah, I'm gonna check and see if like Viz just dropped anything. Okay, so this would be chapter 4 is 84. Oh my god, just stop with the ads. You're gonna have ads, just don't make me at the pop-up menus.
It's awful. Can't believe it does it.
To say anything? I don't think so.
Let me see.
That just looks like
No.
ka-ching or whatever. Yeah. I don't know where it said purple lightning then. It said it somewhere. Why do you want to use it otherwise though? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody but Kakashi.
I mean, I know that the Boruto databook cards list him as a purple lightning user.
Does it? Pull it up.
Yeah, back in part 1 it did that. I do know that much.
Yeah, Black said in part 1, but he said it was in a novel.
That might be where he actually uses it. but he's listed. But
Yeah, it's not an anime. I don't remember them using.
it is with Ninja Tech.
Oh, is that what it is? Was it Ninja Tech?
Well, in the anime, but like they list them as they use. Yeah,
Boruto
gee,
or
just, well, I
something
searched
like that?
Boruto character profile. Yeah, better show me everyone but Boruto. Yeah, thanks, Google.
Shout out Damon, who I saw right there.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Google hates you.
none of them use it. Tell me. Black said that in the anime they use regular lightning release, but in the novel they use purple. But purple lightning
Yeah,
release
for Mitsuki.
that's a Kakashi jutsu, and that's supposed to be like the pinnacle of lightning release. So
Yeah. Naruto was freaking out when Boruto was using it. It's like, there's no way, Boruto, you're obviously cheating.
oh, he used
And
it with the
meanwhile, Mitsuki
scientific
can just
ninja
casually use it.
tools. That's
Before
crazy.
that even happened.
Hey, that's not fair though. He's a synthetic human. They put that in him.
I don't know why I can't find Boruto's databook profile card thing, but it says it on there. It won't show up on Google. Like they deleted it from the internet, apparently.
Why?
I don't know, but I've seen it before plenty of times. I just can't find it right now.
Let me look for you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Boruto's data book.
It's not really a data book. It's like a profile thing that they used to have at the end of some of the chapters.
I'm gonna pull it on Chat GPT.
Oh, but if I search data book, that actually worked though. Okay. No. Well, thank you for saying that, free game. Okay. You can see right here, Purple Lightning. This is listed in his ninja art skills, Purple Lightning.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah.
I never do that.
So,
That's
Well,
crazy.
Moegi has one of these as well. It was a very interesting jutsu that she has.
yes. Do we still have that like up in here?
It's definitely somewhere. My.
The original. I mean, I did do a video on it. Did we delete it?
Probably. No.
Okay, in that case. Is it in here? Where I could find it. Moegi Jutsu. It's in here. Moegi, anywhere.
Always looking for that. I did see, and I'm pretty sure this has to be fake, but I did see a Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 23 entire page leaked that the entire internet has not talked about, which tells me it has to be fake based on how crazy of a thing this was. If you guys want to hear about it.
Is it the Kawaki thing I saw, or is this something else?
No, something else.
Oh. Okay, then yeah, what are you talking about? Also, real quick, you keep saying an entire page.
Right.
The sneak peeks are entire pages.
Mitsuki only one who used Purple Lightning. You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why isn't this man using it now?
Because Ikimoto forgot, bro. Like everything else.
I'm so tired of hearing that excuse.
Yeah,
well,
so
it's
are we.
no reason, bro.
So tired.
Yeah, we're tired of
really
giving.
wish Ikimoto
We're tired of
could've did
having
that.
to say it.
Man, they need to hire some people so they can fact check lore.
Replace Ikimoto? Yeah, they do.
No,
Like Kodachi, they should do that.
Nah, not even replace them. Just fact check their like shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but then I don't want to overwork those poor individuals.
Wait, you said what?
I don't want to overwork those poor individuals. The
Bruh.
mental stress of having that job, fact checking Ikimoto. Oh my god.
To make it more cohesive, but I mean, I guess
They'd be
if you
working
don't-
overtime, 100 hours a week.
No, you just hire more.
Fact checking Ikimoto.
No, you do like any other company. It's turning span. You hire more people. They got money. But hold on, I'll be
They'd
right back.
go bankrupt if they hired the appropriate number of people to fact check Ikimoto.
Bro, they can hire like 2-3 people. Hold on, I'll be right back.
They would need 2,000 to 3,000 for Ikimoto. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm gonna wait for Pregame to come back, but Kamui, assuming this is real, you probably won't want to hear it. So, just letting you know.
Well,
It's probably not real, but on the off chance, 5% chance it is real.
do you want to share your screen?
I haven't been able to re-find it since I scrolled past it immediately, since I didn't want to see it when I first saw it earlier today on my phone.
I don't even know what it
For the past, like,
is.
20 minutes. Well, I know what it is because I saw it.
Oh, yeah, but okay, but there's been times when you scroll really quickly past something and then you didn't really see it.
Okay, but just like the actual sneak peek that we got of Boruto vs. Jura, I saw it. I might not have
Well,
seen
sometimes, yes, I agree. Sometimes you see it, right? But sometimes you don't. So it tells me that we don't know.
Well, the specifics don't matter because I don't know any specifics that happened. I just know generally what I did, in fact, definitively see. Which is the important part. It's not even that crazy, but it's still something big.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as Pregame gets back, hopefully we can talk about it.
I really wish you could find it.
I wish I could find it too. I don't remember where I found it is the problem. I know where I found it. It was in a community poll. Or like community post or something. But it was like in like the recommended algorithm one instead of like someone I think I'm subscribed to or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it was
that's
right
weird.
after I clicked on Keto's video and sent it to you. And then I just like exited out of Keto's video immediately, and it was just like right there on the front page.
You blew it.
Technically, thankfully.
No, because you already know it's wrong anyway.
Well, no, I don't. That's the problem. Yes,
You
nobody
suspect it.
subscribed to it. I do suspect it. Yes. I mean, it'd be pretty cool either way. But free game, if you're bad enough, can I get this guy? That wasn't this guy. I don't know where.
All right, so
anyways, okay.
all right, what's your topic?
Yeah, so I did see another sneak peek spoiler page, but I think it's fake. So, but it might be real. So I'm just gonna warn you, it's kind of crazy. So, what I saw, and I didn't see the specifics since I just blew past it really quick, but what I saw was on the page, it was similar to the code arc to where time was frozen and Momoshiki was sitting there looking evil with Jura in the background and Boruto like freaking out or whatever. It was like a couple panels of like Momoshiki just like sitting there, just like talking to Boruto and looking at Boruto and stuff.
I feel like this was a fan edit, but like I want to see it now.
Yeah,
I know, I
put it on
agree.
the stream.
I don't have it on my screen. I can't find it since I went past it really quickly a couple hours ago and can't find it since. It was cool.
Maybe we could like try and look it up.
I've
somewhere.
been looking for it. Is there a way to that like history community posts?
Try look that up.
Where did you search it on Twitter?
It was on YouTube.
Right. Look in your history.
Oh,
Look in your history.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now, but I don't think I'm gonna see it here.
How long ago did you see it?
Right. It was
if
earlier
you could
today.
see like a
Let's play it.
thing for like community post scene.
This is
Let's play it.
I'm trying to find it. I'm doing my darndest, but it's not gonna be here.
What was the title?
I just, it was a picture posted on the community post.
Bruh.
It had some caption of like, "Wow, this is crazy. Look at this," or something. But
You want to go over wild theories on Twitter?
sure.
Again.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Fuck. Hold on. Let me move something real quick because it's in my way. Oh, that's why I'm not typing on the right keyboard. Alright, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna send it to y'all too so y'all can see it.
Okay.
Oh, one of the ones that I saw, you're probably gonna talk about this on the podcast, guys. Everybody's watching our channel. But I want you guys' opinion. I don't think I can find it here. But the basic question is, let me see, hold on.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. That'd be easier. Hold on.
Sure.
Alright, yeah, that'd be way easier. Hold on.
As long as nothing crazy's on that Twitter.
No, this is my personal. If I was not, then I would not be on here.
Hopefully there's no pop-ups, sir. Are you weird ass?
Hold on, let's see.
Never know.
I gotta put two blue vortex.
Oh dang, there's free wings on Uber Eats. Free game. You gonna get on that?
What?
I mean, Udi, you could just try every single channel you're subscribed to and see.
The problem is, I didn't even know if I was logged into Walkie Talkie or my personal account at the time.
Try both.
Oh yeah, I'm subscribed to like 800 people. Once again, I don't think it was a subscriber. Someone else subscribed. I think it was just some random person.
Well, if you subscribe to 800 people, I'm sure you forgot if you're subscribed to them or not.
Okay.
I don't see. The problem is like that person must have made it themselves if it's just nowhere to be found.
What about Reddit? Hold on.
I tried looking too. I couldn't find anything.
Alright, so let's do another one instead. So
Yes,
we was going to discuss this, but what do you think is the most how do you go? What do you guys think is the most missed opportunity in Boruto? Oh no, sorry. What is the shit? What I was trying to say? What's some drop plot holes that we haven't seen in a while that you want to be mentioned in two blue vortex to like cover the plot hole? For instance, the Osusi tablets, like certain theories back in the day, like what do you want to see come into fruition? If that like,
well, that's not a plot hole, but it was dropped.
What you mean?
I think he meant drop plot point.
Yeah, I mean, because we haven't
that's
seen it. I mean, not a drop plot point, but like just something that you want to see be addressed.
Yeah,
Well, there's a lot of those.
Alright, well,
Where do we even start?
so if it's a lot of those, then that's going to be a great discussion. So let me see what you got.
Yeah. The one that stands out to me would be the Byakugo Seal and Karma link, but I am
said that
afraid
as
they're just
well.
gonna like. I'm afraid they're gonna just have that be Sarda scaling up because it has a similar tier of power instead of any actual link or connection or scientific mumbo jumbo there.
I mean, I will say if they're gonna go to the lengths to give her it after all, then I think it would be extra stupid if they didn't try to tie it in any way. 'Cause they already have the setup for it, so it's like, why would you not go all out with it?
No, yeah, for sure. Was that the parent teacher novel, or when they train with Sasuke?
Oh, this
What
is
about it?
Sasuke's teacher star people thing. What about it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. When they brought up the Byaku seal, was that like the
Oh,
parent teacher or not? I mean, yeah, the
no, that's just the
parent.
manga.
Was that the manga? But they adapted that from the manga. I mean, they adapted that from the novel. That was the anime. I'm not sure. Man. Yeah, the novel.
Well, I mean, I don't
They
know if a
put
novel
it.
ever mentions it,
They
but
put it in an anime, but they adapted it from the novel.
the anime actually cut that part out about the Byakugo seal entirely.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think is the link to the Byakuyo seal, to the karma? Do you think that it holds any relevance to the karma seal, because it doesn't really have all the attributes as far as being able to resurrect the Osusuki or another person or another being through that karma cell. So what do y'all think about
So
that?
to be honest, honestly speaking, taking what the Byakugo seal is at face value and what we got for Karma, I do think, I really hope Ikimoto surprises me, but I do think the whole concept is going to be dropped because I think they kind of just rushed to the answer when Amado came to the Leaf Village and was being interrogated the first time. What is the Byakugo seal? You essentially partition and compress all your chakra into a single, mark on your forehead,
Right.
and it contains all the chakra that you've compressed all those years, and then you release it and it overlays your body. That's basically what karma does. The only difference is that also includes like genetic information in addition to the chakra. But it's basically like a self karma is what it is. And
So do you
because
think it's
they've
a
already had Amado explain karma, the only way I can see them really getting back to the Byakugo seal is something you don't even need to tie karma with in the first place. They could just do it. But this is the way I think it's most realistic. They could have Sakura or whoever. Sarada can just figure it out from talking to Sakura. They can go back to the conversation, and Sarada can be like, "Oh my god, that's just like karma. Maybe if I learn this ability, I can scale up." And then they're just gonna do that. I don't think the tie. I mean, they did have the whole Sage of Six Paths thing, and maybe if we're lucky, they'll do more with it. But like the bare bones minimum they can do is just go, "Oh yeah, it's similar. Why not learn it?" End of story. That's kind of what I expect, to be honest. But I
well?
hope they actually address the Sage of Six Paths ties thing.
Well, what about
But
this?
Orochimaru is the one who has that information, so we're not going to get that until Orochimaru shows up. Tsunade and Sakura don't know that part.
What about this? They said all jutsu came from the Osusuki clan and whatnot. So, what if the Byakugo seal is like a byproduct from like a karma seal or something like that? Where,
That's my favorite.
like,
Yeah, because all ninjutsu are just like a watered down version of shinjutsu or whatever. It's
yeah,
similar to how the
exactly.
bloodline has like thinned over time from the Otsutsuki. They're all just like pseudo 1% Otsutsuki at this point. They're like weaker in comparison because of that. So I definitely want it to be related tangentially through that idea, but I hate to say it, I also think they're not gonna ever bring it up ever again. And I don't think that's
Yeah.
necessarily inherently a problem because it could just be and we meme about this all the time, but it could unironically be one of the very few rare instances of a false gun actually being used in Naruto in a way that you could argue is actually good.
I mean, I think, okay, so it would be good if they just did what I kind of explained a minute ago, where actually talked to Tsunade. Tsunade could have said, oh, hey, the Byakugo seal is when you compress your chakra into this mark and then you overlay on your body. So then when Amado starts talking about karma, Boruto could have been like, hey, that's just like what Granny Tsunade said about it. And then that's just the end of it. And I think that would have been perfectly fine. I would have had no problems with it. But they never talked to Tsunade. And 5 years later, nobody wants to talk to Tsunade about it. Mitsuki doesn't want to go call Orochimaru on his snake cell phone. So it's like they've had time to figure it out. The fact that none of the characters care, it's just gonna be annoying when it's randomly brought up. It's like, well, why making any efforts to just continue what you were already doing?
In a different manga.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I think when it was brought up, it works for the story for what it could be trying to do. Not it specifically, but more so the time it was brought up than what it is in and of itself. But it's annoying that they would have it be something that we care about to this extent all this time later.
Exactly.
Which is what an answer.
Like, at least put on those stupid database pages.
Yeah. I mean, did we want to cover some Boruto topics that are in our topic tab?
You can, certainly, yeah.
Wait, what happened?
No.
I was saying,
Someone got a super donation, whatever it's called, super chat.
That was pretty good.
Do you want to get into the donation?
Yes.
Well, we should.
All right.
I mean, it is your donation, don't you want to?
Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, yo, shout out to Randy Willis for the $5 donation. He said, do you think Sasuke taught Boruto Kirin or any of his Chidori or Chidori variants, especially since Sasuke said he taught Boruto everything he knows?
That is a good point. I was going to bring that up. Yeah, he does teach him everything he knows, is what he says. But is that everything he knows in terms of, like, his Uchiha style, quote unquote, whatever that means? So all of the Uchiha jutsu?
I mean,
rather
but the
than,
Chidori.
Like, Sasuke jutsu.
I mean, he does know the Chidori. So he could possibly taught him some Chidori variants because he knows that Boruto doesn't have the Sharingan, and the main point of the Sharingan is to, when you use like a Chidori, is to counteract the tunnel vision because of your Sharingan, so you'll be able to see, like, better than anybody with like no dojutsu. So especially Chidori variants, especially since Sasuke, he told Boruto everything he knows. Purple Lightning. Have you ever seen Sasuke use Purple Lightning or no?
No, there's no reason to.
I mean,
He still has the Sharingan.
I mean, they say Purple Lightning is one of the most powerful lightning releases. So I don't know. Sasuke in one of the novels, he was able to recreate a lot of jutsus. It was this novel. It was like this lady who can, don't quote me on this, guys, because I can't remember. But if you do remember, just like remind me in the chat. But anyways, Sasuke, he was able to make, that lady who did like that crystal, or I think it was ice release in one of the animes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was able, or I think it was a manga, he was able to recreate that. So, like, Sasuke is a fucking genius, bro. And he knows all forms of different chakra natures and shit like that. And he knows how to combine them and create new jutsus and stuff like that. So, as far as him learning Purple Lightning, I don't think that it will be a stress to say that maybe he did know Purple Lightning and he was able to teach it to Boruto because he knew that he couldn't teach him Chidori, so he had to give him like a high ranking jutsu that he would be able to utilize. And since his, I'm not going to state that he has a vast chakra nature, but it's been insinuated that he does. Like, he's able to span like high level jutsus like back to back to back, and it doesn't seem like he suffers any fatigue. So for him to master Purple Lightning, yeah, I think that would be something that Sasuke taught him.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's also
fair.
possible that
Oh,
Koji
he said
taught him
Karen
it,
too. He said Karen too. Do you think he taught him Karen?
Kieran is the important one here since that's the question. I will say, whenever someone says, and this isn't specifically for Sasuke, this is just any time this is ever said, whenever someone says that they taught someone everything they know, we can't take that literally at face value because you have to take it from like the colloquial use. Well, it can only mean everything that they can actually teach them. For example, there's no reason Sasuke would teach Boruto how to use the visual acuity of the Sharingan because Boruto doesn't have a Sharingan. But that's something that Sasuke knows. But obviously, why would he teach that to Boruto? And so it'd be things that only Boruto can learn. Another example is Gaara said he taught Shinki everything he knows. Gaara knows how to use Shukaku. Did he teach that to Shinki? I doubt it. He probably only taught Shinki all of the moves that Shinki can use with his Simon Sam. So that being said, can Boruto use Kirin? I don't see technically why not. It might be more difficult for him to use than Sasuke, and I don't even know how long Sasuke took to master.
I don't even know if that's true. Well, actually, no. There is a serious reason why he might not be able to teach him Kirin, because so far at least, Boruto. I noticed the one anime opening or anime ending. Okay, so far in the manga and anime, Boruto hasn't used fire style. So, sure, he could teach Boruto Kirin, but how practical is that? Because Sasuke can only teach it to Boruto on days when it happens to be thunderstorming, and Boruto can only use it on days when it's already thunderstorming, because he can't shoot fire in the sky to make it thunderstorm like Sasuke could.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I was about to say not true, but yeah, you're right.
But then again, that being
said, it does seem like it's possible, theoretically, for Sasuke to do his own Kirin without the lightning that just uses his own chakra.
Mm-hmm.
But we've just never seen it used to know for sure like how that works.
Does Boruto even have enough chakra to do a Kirin without it being pre-prepped or whatever?
I would say yes, bro. He's, like I said, he's been spamming high level jutsus. He's able to.
To be fair, flying. Well, actually, this flying Raiju doesn't necessarily. This one doesn't necessarily cost as much chakra as Minato's, though, so I guess it doesn't really.
Is it stated?
Does this one even cost chakra? It's just a karma ability.
It's not a karma ability.
It is. No, he's just using. Well, he's not using karma, even though that's all he's never known how to do it. But he's using his Otsutsuki space-time jutsu really fast. Is basically what he's doing.
Which makes no sense.
No, I think they said that he was able to put. I don't think it's just Otsutsuki and being able to go through generation. Sorry.
That's how it's drawn.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't buy into that. I think he's just using the flying Raijin. And Koji explained that. He said nothing about his Otsutsuki lineage making him be able to do those sorts of jutsu. He broke it down on how he.
Well, actually, yeah, I have it on the page right here. Yeah. So, space-time jutsu, blah blah blah. It instantly transports you to, or other people anywhere. As with flying, it's a basic Otsutsuki ability. You've manifested it several times in the past. No, a space-time ninjutsu does this. As with flying, it's a basic Otsutsuki ability. Space-time jutsu is a basic Otsutsuki ability.
Yeah, but
they have said this all the time.
Have you seen him use play? Oh well, All right, so I'm gonna ask you this. So is the flying Raijin space time ninjutsu?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So Koji's telling
But
Boruto you manifested
he
space
said that
this
he had.
portal.
But he said he had a weakness though in it. Like he had to have marks around the place and shit like that.
Yeah, so one thing at a time. The big black portals and stuff. Space time jutsu. Boruto's used this with karma in the past. Now, I don't like the fact that they're just equating the Otsutsuki ability to the karma ability, but they are. So he's used it in the past. But it was something difficult to control. However, in about 6 years' time, you managed to master this ability. And then by marking metal objects with your chakra, you can sense them. You evolve this into a ninjutsu that allows you to move freely and instantly wherever you want to those markers. That's his knockoff flying Raijin. You can see with the way this is drawn, though, he's essentially... No, we never see this in any other panel, but what Boruto's doing is essentially making a portal in front of him, jumping through it, and teleporting to a kunai really fast so it looks like he just teleports. It's basically out what this is showing you. He's going through these portals really fast, which doesn't make sense, but it's fine.
I mean, isn't that
exactly.
isn't that in the sense what Minato using when he was like using his kunai?
If you ask Sage of Thick Calves, yes. But if you ask anyone else,
who? If
no.
you ask who? Sage of who?
Sage of Thick Calves.
Oh,
who?
that's so funny.
It's fine. He's a person.
Oh my goodness. Alright, I'll take that.
But because he likes to reference the Minato subspace. So if you ask him, this is what Minato be doing. But if you just look at how it's been depicted in Naruto, they're not depicting it this way.
And realistically, free game, you just are right. Boruto is using Flying Raijin, but Kamui, you're also right, which is why it makes no sense. Where Ikimoto just wanted it both ways. He wants his cake and eat it too. He just gave Boruto Flying Raijin. Boruto isn't making these portals and speed blitzing, perception blitzing into them instantaneously. He doesn't need a hand sign, the flying Raijin hand sign. He doesn't need to. He wouldn't need to mark his chakra on his tools or whatever in an active battlefield where he can just see the locations in the first place. That doesn't make sense either. He just has flying Raijin, and Ikimoto just is using this other explanation at the same time.
Yeah, and
basically.
Another point with that though, when we talk about that, he said, and when he first used the flying Raijin, that he said that he couldn't do it as good as his grandpa. So you can say that he has maybe not an inferior, but his flying Raijin doesn't compete with Minato's.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's inferior, even though it might as well be basically just as good. But
it is as good, because the only way it's inferior is long distance. And we're seeing that in the current chapter, to where he needs to focus in order to teleport long distances, whereas Minako could just do it. Because in short distance, like I was just saying, he doesn't need to focus on a different shape in order to teleport to it. He can just use his eyes and see where he wants to go. He could just do that. And so he doesn't need the different shapes when he's actively using it in an actually applicable combat scenario. It's only to teleport to long distances.
I've been seeing on the panels that just got leaked. I don't know how much more, but it was a Jura versus Boruto clash and whatnot. And damn, what was I going with this? Skip that. I forgot.
Oh, that was yours.
Okay.
What did you say? Maybe a jog on memory.
We're talking about the Boruto's flying Raijin, basically, and how it's the same as Minato's in every scenario where Minato used it in actual combat.
Okay, still don't remember. All right, next topic. I'm back. Oh yeah, I can keep on going. I'll probably remember in a second.
Nah, you good.
Okay.
You good.
Let's look and see what we have in topics.
Okay.
I do want to end within 30 minutes, though, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. I gotta work tomorrow. Yeah,
So probably if we scroll down to that.
so y'all don't see this as being the last battle. So all right, if let's say that Boruto gets dog wash, who do you guys seeing helping him or saving him?
Well, I think we already answered that.
I know you said that Kashin Koji, he said that he had no choice. I mean, like, he was going to die either way, but I don't believe that.
The answer is it rhymes with Damon.
Free game. Are there any Boruto characters whose names start with the letter D that you know of? That we might have talked about earlier this stream?
It might be OP.
Oh, Damon.
Yeah.
That's our answer.
Bro, Damon's not coming, bro. Damon's not coming, bro. And we going.
I mean, it literally makes the most sense out of every possible theory.
Yeah, I know that, but I can bet my bottom dollar in the next 2 chapters. No Damon, bro. I don't care how.
What if he happens in the 3rd chapter?
Third chapter, I'm still willing to bet.
I guess you're donating $1.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to bet. I got $30 on it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're not saying that the Chogun, Momoshiki, Mitsuki power-up, and Kawaki can't all happen first. We're just saying Damon needs to be the final thing that makes Jura leave.
Nah, I don't think that's going to be it. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that my theory is going to be actually true, but this is...
What is your theory?
This is my opinion. I think Kawaki will show up before Damon.
So why don't you think Koji foresaw it? Well, let's ignore that. Let's ignore that for now. Let's just get to the most important thing. Why don't you think Koji foresaw it?
Koji foresaw what? Kawaki?
Why doesn't Koji foresee Kawaki showing up, like, as a possibility? Kawaki showing up and saving Boruto?
Can he be a part of the singularity?
Well, you yourself argued vehemently against that idea earlier this stream.
What, that Kawaki was part of the singularity?
Yeah, you said you were arguing, no, there's not a chance that Kawaki's the singularity of fate.
I mean, Boruto...
I said maybe 1%. You said 0%.
Oh, okay. I remember what you're talking about right now.
Let's just say for a moment he is. Ikimoto comes out with an interview tomorrow, says, yeah, Kawaki's a singularity fate. It's confirmed. Even if that's the case, the only way Koji couldn't foresee it is if the last time he used 10 directions was before Kawaki became a singularity of fate. If Koji has used 10 directions at any point between now and when Boruto told Kawaki about the limiters, then Koji should see the possibility of Kawaki showing up.
Right, and I'm pretty sure Koji has looked again, or at least told Boruto to do this in the first place, because Ada mentioned that they've teamed up, and Koji's just like, yep, great. He's not surprised, and among other things, he's also been like talking about the future 50 times after the fact. So I'm pretty sure he has reused the ability. But even then, there's a big problem. Kawaki doesn't know about the Sand Village yet. Nobody told him. Koji specifically told Shikamaru to only tell Team 7 and the people in the Sand Village, so Raya and Yodo. Nobody told Kawaki about it. He doesn't know about this mission. So the only way he can know is if Ada tells him instead of telling Damon. And if she's gonna go to the lengths to tell Kawaki, she might as well tell Damon.
But why would she tell Kawaki?
Damon's closer. He's right next to her.
That's true.
She has to go across the village to talk to Joe. She gotta see Abado, by the way, the person she hates, just to tell Kawaki this. And that's assuming Amado is able to start to finish all the modifications in the time it took for them to fight Ryu. Because Kawaki didn't even start talking Amado until the Ryu fight starts.
But Ada isn't gonna leave. She's using her Senrigan to watch the battle. She would have to stop doing that to go to Kawaki, and Koji doesn't want that to happen. It's not like Koji's telling her to go ask anyone anyways. Not yet, no.
Exactly, Koji didn't come up with the idea, so it's gonna be Ada coming up with the idea. She's gonna follow her heart.
That's been like a real staple point in the series. It was like follow your love. Like the Shinjus are like kind of confused why they would like not follow their instincts to survive and like sacrifice themselves for their comrades. They're like very new to this. It's something that's an anomaly to them. They don't understand it. So this has been a real like driven point in the manga.
Well, let's
I also want to add though,
I'll
a slightly segue away if yours is more related.
Mine's more related. For the Kawaki thing, we see how fast he can fly. Boruto got to Jura as Kawaki was almost there and teleported back to the Leaf Village and then fought Hidari. And it took Kawaki the entire Hidari fight to fly back to the Leaf Village. Now, to be fair, we don't know exactly how far away from the Leaf Village they were able to get away in the first place. We don't know how exactly far Kawaki had to fly, but it's probably a much significantly shorter distance than to the Sand Village. So Boruto's going to have to fight Jura for much longer than he fought Hidari for Kawaki to even be able to fly there in the first place.
I mean, I will say two things. One is that now, whether or not Kawaki knows how to get there is up in the air. Kawaki can technically just use space-time jutsu, though, to get there. Yes, he doesn't need to fly. As long as he just knows how to get
Whereas,
to the city.
yes, he could have used space-time ninjutsu to teleport back to the village as well. He didn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got me there. That's Ikimoto making no sense right there. But,
oh, and you know what else? He doesn't need to mark a special object to know where to teleport to either. He can just do it. Unlike Boruto.
Exactly. Just like Ishiki, he just went to the Leaf Village.
Exactly.
No problem. Yeah. But, anyway, back to Kawaki. So, let's just assume for a moment Kawaki does show up. And he just is going to fight Jura alongside Boruto. There's two general possible scenarios. So these are post-limiters Kawaki. So, scenario one. Post-modifications base Kawaki is so strong that he and Boruto are able to defeat Jura and make him retreat. If that's the case, Jura is not a threat. Because it's base Kawaki. He has Karma 2 on top of that. Karma 2 Kawaki can just solo him. Add Saren into the fight? Good. Jara's GG. I don't think that's what Koji or the story in general is implying. So scenario 2 is that post-modifications, Karma Kawaki is so strong that he and Boruto can team up against Jura and make him retreat. However, also, again, Jura's not much of a threat if it's that easy. But second of all, if Kawaki does that, he knows that's going to make Boruto's Karma resonate and bring out Momoshiki. So he would either have to tell Boruto to run away so we can solo Jura. Again, that's not what Koji's implying is going to happen. Or Momoshiki's coming out. And if Momoshiki comes out, I'm not saying Kawaki can't do that. But, that's going to bring up a whole lot of can of worms. That's going to take another 20 minutes to explain why that's not going to work. But that also defeats... Let's just assume he does that, though. That just defeats the purpose of Boruto and Kawaki teaming up in Chapter 15. If Kawaki's going to show up, unbeknownst to Boruto doesn't know he's going to show up. If Kawaki's going to show up unplanned, and then immediately betray Boruto without ever teaming up a single time, what's the point in writing in the team up? He's not going to do it.
And then the third possibility is that Jura would just beat the team up between Kawaki and Boruto, but then we run into the same problem of why we would have Kawaki show up in the first place. So, why even do it?
Yeah. If it's just still not enough.
But if
And
Jura is
obviously-
in the game and he should be the final Shinju, then Boruto and Kawaki shouldn't just defeat Jura next chapter.
Exactly. At that point, okay, who cares about the other Shinju? Like, if they could just solo them all. Like, at least with Damon, he wouldn't want to lift a finger against anyone else, because they'd be too weak for him.
That's true. That's true.
There's also other reasons against the Kawaki thing, but...
So, you guys think that Kawaki, like, because we're not going to get the full battle. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but we definitely not going to get the full battle. So, what do you guys see this being let off in a cliffhanger? Because you know we're going to get it. We're not going to get the full fight. It's not going to happen.
Full fight between who?
Boruto and Jura.
It really just depends on what route Ikimoto wants to go. Because I could see them doing it several ways. Assuming Mitsuki just doesn't get involved in this chapter, they're either going to end the chapter with another really bad situation, like, oh no, that Jura's got the knife in front of Boruto's face, whatever will happen, or it'll end with, like, whether it's Mitsuki, Damon, Kawaki, or Borushiki, or whoever, ending with X new character entering the battle. Like, it's gonna be one or the other.
I agree. I think this is going to be Boruto's last legs, and then he's going to have to be bailed out at the end of the chapter by someone else who we don't know who it is yet.
And that doesn't mean that can't happen, like, 5 more times. They go Mitsuki, then Sarada, then Kawaki, then Shinki. I don't care. Like, a bunch of people. But...
Yeah, facts. Alright, guys. I gotta start getting ready for it tomorrow. This was a great stream. Where we got almost 2 hours. That was a good stream. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. We gonna do some else. Like what? When y'all got time?
Tell me you were saying Monday?
Maybe Monday after I get out of work. Oh, I forgot to say this a billion. Udi, it's so late, but everyone's been saying that your audio is low, and I meant to tell you like 3 times and kept forgetting.
He sound good to me.
Why is it still low? It is low. Yeah, they're right. I don't know why it's low. It shouldn't be low. I can't do anything about it. I've already tried. I can't do anything. I don't know why it's low. I've reset my computer. I put it in the correct dongle and everything. It's just low, and there's nothing we can do about it tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I've tried. It's at max volume.
Alright, it's all good, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Like I said, we can do this again for sure. But I catch y'all guys later, alright?
Alright, see ya.
Hey, thank you for joining. Just a quick pod. Thank you for everybody who joined, and if you watching this later, like, comment, subscribe. I want to give a big shout out to Rainy Willis for the $5 donation. We're gonna be podcasting with me, Black Uchiha, and maybe Mello. I'm gonna hit up Mello, but definitely the gang gonna be podcasting. So definitely check that out. If you wanna help the channel grow, of course, share, comment, like, subscribe if you're new, all that. Peace out. Yo.